shit might happen. 60s and early 70s were all about being free, peace, and brotherly love. Free and peace meant lots of sex, no questions asked. Just be polite, do your dishes, take out your own trash. Lots of babies were born then. AIDS hadn't been released on the public yet. Clap was a cheap fix at the local health department. It was a good plan never to leave the house without putting on a clean pair of undies. It was so groovy, y'all. Free love, free drugs, free music, and free to burn the stars and stripes publicly if need be. Well, the drugs weren't always free, but they were cheap and it was easy to get some. Ninth grade, I hung out with a girl whose boyfriend sold all kinds of stuff. Friends said I hung out with her just because. I never knew Janice when she wasn't stoned on something, but she was a lot of fun to sniff glue with. I thought she was the bomb to have a boyfriend who dealt. He had blonde, wavy hair, drawn face like Jagger, lean lips, and long legs. Yes, sirree, he looked sweet. Like I was saying, we were free, or so said the marketing scheme. Guys grew hair past shoulders. I wouldn't date boys with short hair, especially if they wore white socks. Girls shed bras and wore halter tops. Music blew out new thresholds, spoke directly to your interior person. Flower children migrated from coast to pollinate this newfound liberation in microbuses decorated in multicolored daisies and peace signs. Some hitched rides, finding it the most far-out mode of motion 'cause you never know who you'll meet in the desert. Maybe a groovy guy or babe with ample weed, acid, or speed, and it might be free with a little humpin'. Who knows? Anything was possible, and those who knew it exploited the possibilities. Hip cats went without shoes or lived in self-sufficient communes with strangers like a huge extended family and lots of naked children running about. On the way to and from school, me and my friends used to sing, "Power to the people, power to the people, power to the people, power to the people, right on. All we are saying is give peace a chance. And if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with." We knew there was a war in Vietnam and that it was hugely unpopular and that it grew ever more so with each passing year. We didn't know anyone personally, least not then, who was drafted, so it was just another intangible. But years later, one of my friends married a Vietnam vet, an ex-Green Beret who survived 3 tours of duty and got shot down in a helicopter. He was borderline psychotic. One night when we were doing shots, he almost took off my head in demonstrating how to snap a neck. He drowned in '04, crossing Long Island Sound with his tractor trailer, which rolled off the ferry and him in it. Hundreds showed their faces at his wake, and at the funeral I swallowed the mescal worm in his honor, then tossed back shots of JD, smoked his favorite cigar, but that's another story. What strikes me bizarre, reminiscent, I finally see we were scammed on the meaning of free. I mean, like, freedom ain't about fucking whomever you please, and it ain't dropping acid or toking a bone or being an unwashed rolling stone, though I fantasize going on the road with Kerouac's ghost. Free ain't wearing see-through tank tops, braless, piercing your clit or sack for that matter. No, I totally missed the boat back then, as lots of others did. Guess we had to eat fistfuls of dirt first. Like, what does that mean? Like, not be so naive to believe the dog and pony show is what I mean. If I'm free, why does it take an extensive credit and police background check just to score some shitty job that barely buys a roof, denatured food, and threads? Are you free if you have to pee in a plastic cup just to run a cash register? Free might mean doing your own thing. without hardship so brutal that you check out early, like at 35 or something. Free might mean not having to give up your product code wherever you go. If we were free, we wouldn't even need one. You're probably thinking, they have to keep track of people somehow, yada yada yada. And that's exactly what they're doing, keeping track, the same way a farmer counts head of swine or cattle. We ain't as free as we're deluded to be. But we have free speech, you say. You mean we can say shit, fuck, cunt, piss, titty, big hairy one, jizz, and eat me all night long if we want, right here at this very microphone? Wow, now that's cool. But doesn't change a thing, does it? Doesn't help you get the work you deserve. Doesn't keep the Federal Reserve nor the IRS out of your sweaty cash. Doesn't keep the CIA nor the NSA out of everyone's ass. Doesn't feed the hungry. Doesn't get cops off your back. Doesn't lock up Wall Street thieves. Drugs will still be sold to kids on the street. People will still be sold into involuntary servitude. Military-industrial complex will conduct business as usual. Dropping bombs on the poor around the world, leaving children dead in pieces or crippled with pieces missing, and mothers running around with bloody blue babies and arm wailing and animal madness won't keep them from picking on nations incapable of fighting back without homes, families, and neighborhoods decimated. Lots of people can't even locate these small countries on a map if you ask them. Government continues injecting neurotoxins into your innocent youngins. No politicians will be hung by lips or balls for conspiring with banking thugs to impoverish and demoralize the populace. Media will still smile and lie to suspecting and unsuspecting public 'cause they're paid well by big boys at the top. Petrochemicals and growth hormones will still slowly poison people eating the slop. And drinking from the tap still ain't a good plan. Yet we can't understand why more and more people die of cancer. And those unfortunates, ground up like dog meat by the system, won't get their lives back. It won't liberate all the hapless inmates wasting away in prison. You know that the USA has the highest percentage of its citizens incarcerated than any other nation? Try blasting your voice where it really makes a splatter. I mean like where billions hear you loud and clear like matter, so that critical mass injustices get undone. See how long your free speech stays out in the sun. Say you've got all the smoking guns of these high-browed gangsters ruling the planet, and you're about to go public and raise a stink so fantastic that the Washington Monument would go spent dick limp. Say you're about to wake the living dead and rouse them from their televised induced stupor so they're on their feet shouting that it's billions of us against a small percentage of them. See how free speech is then. You'll disappear so fast your head'll spin. But see, we don't cogitate that stuff 'cause we're busy shaking booties, wagging wits, and entertaining the living shit out of our friends, and it's quite insane. But come tomorrow we'll go back to whatever constrains us, just to keep heads above the high water stain. Thus, all the while they keep jamming it right to us, up our anus, with no lubrication, hey, so it hurts and it bites, but won't be long before we discover real nice that this well-crafted dream hasn't just stopped our minds, but fabricated our intelligence. Least the smoke and mirrors are real. We ain't free. Look about you, bars are right there bumping you. If you'll just prop open your dazed eyes and dare to leave your state education blinders behind and use the brain God gave you, shit might happen, y'all.